Hey there, cozy babe, and welcome back to the coziest corner of the internet. My name is Kloee Taylor, and today with this pick a card reading, we are going to be unboxing some mini brands that's actually going to be part of your pile selector, and we're also going to be giving you the clarity that you've been searching for. So if you feel like you just need some clarity on your life, this is going to be the reading for you. I am channeling this from your spirit guides, as well as I do believe there are some ascended masters here today and some angels that have shown up. So first and foremost, if you don't know how pick a cards work, allow me to give you a little bit of a brief explanation. So if this is your first time here, you are going to choose between pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. And if you're having trouble doing that, I will give you some selectors in a moment that we'll get into. We have kind of an in-depth selector today because we're going to be unboxing mini brands for it. This is something new that I've never tried on my channel before, but it sounded like fun. And I feel like, you know, who doesn't want to unwrap a present around the holiday time as this is being filmed? So we will have a bit of an extended selection for this video, but once you have your pile selected, if you don't want to see the mini brand unboxing, you just want to get straight into your card reading, you can click on the timestamp in the description box down below. There will be 4 different timestamps for you. That one will be for each pile. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna unbox the mini brands first. Like I'm going to do them all in succession. So we're going to do the first pile, second pile, third pile, fourth pile. And I will also show you a few of the cards from each of these decks. So if you need some help selecting or you want to see those things before you decide on your reading, there might be like a mini brand that's significant to you, or you might like the art of some of these cards. And then we'll get into the actual card reading. So let's go ahead and get into that mini brand unboxing and card selecting. Okay, so for pile number 1, this is your mini brand. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. I did bring a nail tool with me in case the peels do not come off easily, which it's kind of seeming like they are not today so far. I will show you this closer once we get it open as well, but just kind of easier to do it down here when I'm just trying to get it open. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this little, ooh, there we go. Like an orange, I love it. Okay, so this is, we're gonna just start on this one and see what we get in here. Oh my gosh, we might need the tool for, oh, all right, Queen. It looks like we've got some little miniature bagel bites. That was the first mini. So this could be something that like you enjoyed in childhood or you currently enjoy in your life. These are just like little pizza snacks. It's a miniature. It's the back of the box, front of the box. Okay, so there's our first. Our second one here, it looks like we got a Lunchable, a little pizza Lunchable. Personally, I don't know why there is so much pizza slander online for the pizza Lunchable. Of all the Lunchables as a kid, my favorite, I think, was the pizza or the nachos. Comment down below which was your fave. Okay, and then we also got some Kitchen Basics chicken stock. Kitchen Basics chicken stock. Cute. All right. Come on. Gotta use the tool again. Ooh, oh my gosh, one of my favorites. We got an A1 steak sauce. Yo, don't sleep on A1. Whether you eat steak or not, I feel like A1 is bomb on a lot of things. It's just like so vinegary and perfect. All right, who do we miss? This one right here. I'm not even gonna attempt to open this. I'm gonna go straight for the nail scalpel. All right, let's see. Looks like this is the one that has the little guide in it. This just shows us like what mini brands you can collect. And oh my gosh, this one is my fave out of this collection, or out of this ball. It's a little jet puffed marshmallow bag. This is so cool. And the picture is printed, but if you like touch it, it feels like there's little marshmallows inside, which I don't actually know what's inside this. I've never opened one of them, but That was so cool. Okay, so you got the Bagel Bites, the Lunchables, the Chicken Stock, the A1, and the Jet Puff Marshmallows, which the Jet Puff Marshmallows, 110% my favorite. So cool. Now I'm going to show you just 3 cards from here. Actually, let me put these all in my hand first and show them to you closer. I just feel like somebody might want to see that, you know. Okay, so here's the mini brands that you got for your reading. And then I'm going to show you 3 cards just off the top of this deck. This doesn't mean that these will be cards in your reading. I just want you to see the art of the cards to see if they vibe with you. So you got the Sovereign of Coins. You got the Sovereign of Cups here. They're holographic too, so I'm trying to show that to you. And the Two of Swords. Beautiful. All right, if any of this resonated, then this was your pile. So we're gonna make sure you go down to the timestamp to get your fully extended reading. All right, pile number 2, if you chose the, I want to say this is the Everyday Witches Tarot. We're gonna go ahead and look at your mini brands first, just to see if you still wanna choose this pile for its extended reading. And then I will show you the art on some of these cards to see if you like the art of the cards. Oh man, the peels on these have been terrible today. They have not been just peeling with the tab. I know that's pretty common with these products, but driving me insane. Okay, where's the other little... All right, so now we're just gonna pop this guy open. Okay, and then we're just gonna dig immediately in here. See what we get. Okay, right off the bat, we have a little guide. This just tells us which mini brands are in this collection. And then we have Thousand Island Dressing as our first. Craft Thousand Island Dressing. Cute. She's cute. Kawaii. Come on, camera. Get it together. Camera said no. There we go. Cute. Okay, let's keep going. Next we have, is it bacon? Hold on, I gotta look at this closer. It is a naturally hardwood smoked bacon from Oscar Mayer. Looks like that. Let's see what the back looks like. Oh, it's got little windows for bacon in the back too. All right. Oh, I like this. Oh, this one's cool. We got a box of Jell-O. It looks like it's strawberry Jell-O. Okay, cute. So cute. This one might be as cool as the last one we got in pile 1. All right, let's keep going. What is this? I think these are diapers. I need to look at it closer to read it. Premium training pants, unisex, Rascal and Friends 4T and 5T. I think it's like little pull-ups or like diapers or something. I don't have kids, y'all, so this is like, I have no, oh my gosh, it feels like a pack of diapers. Like, even though I don't have kids, I have changed a diaper before and it like has like a squishy feel, like it really is a bag of diapers or like pull-ups. That's funny. So cool. Okay, one more. You have one more little sliver here. So let's get in there and see what it is. Cheese? Is it cheese? It is light, nutty, and mild. I think this is like a Swiss, like a light Swiss cheese. And the back has like the little nutrition facts and ridges. Okay, so let me show you all of yours up as close as I can. And then I'm also going to show you the art of your cards so that you can decide if you want the deck too. So these are the little minis you got. And then for your cards, I'm just going to show you 3 off the top These may or may not make it into your reading because I am going to shuffle, but just so you can see the art of the cards if you like them. We have the 10 of Cups for you, the 9 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. All right, so if you liked any of that or any of this resonated, be sure to head to your timestamp to get the entire reading. All right, pile number 3, if you chose this deck, which is the Dreamy Moons Tarot, I'll show you some of the art after we unbox your mini brand. But let's go ahead and get started here. I did try to pre-peel this outer thing a little bit better, but nope, it still didn't peel right, even though I cut it a little. That's fine. All right, gotta get the other wrapper off. Oh my goodness. Val, okay, y'all are slippery. Wonder what that says about your reading. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just start. Oh, looks like you got a chicken stock. Just a kitchen basics chicken stock. Looks like this. Looks like it's just like one of those cartons of broth. I think pile number 2 got one of these as well. Or I apologize, it was pile number 1. So those piles might actually be linked because we got a duplicate there. Let's keep going. Oh, looks like you also got a little bacon. Looks like pile number 2 actually got this bacon as well. So maybe significant, maybe not. I always feel like when there is crossover between tarot, if it's like the same cards, something is similar. It's like only if you felt called to both do I feel like it applies to you. All right. Oh my God. This, okay. I'm sorry, but this was the one out of all of the minis in this series that I really wanted. So I'm excited that I have this for my collection. It is a mini Baby Bell cheese, the red one. I don't know what the red one actually is, but I love Baby Bell cheese. Even the plant-based one, if y'all have never tried it, the plant-based Baby Bell is freaking it. Okay. It's like actually good, which I feel like a lot of plant-based cheeses are not very good, but the plant-based Baby Bell, they knew what they were doing with that cheese. All right. Then we also got, looks like, oh, is this a coffee? Maxwell House. Looks like a tub of, I'm pretty sure. Come on, focus. There we go. It's like a little tub of coffee. The original roast, medium. Cute. Yeah, just like a little tub of coffee. Kind of like Folgers, something like that, but it's Maxwell House, which I've never personally tried, but I'm pretty sure it's like a brand name. Oh, also in this one, this is just like the guide that comes with every single one of these. It like shows you what other mini brands are available. Or like in the collection. Oh my gosh, we got 2 cheeses in yours. This one's cute too. This one's a little Boursin cheese. Same energy though. And like I eat regular cheese too, but Boursin also makes a really good plant-based cheese. So cute. Okay. So y'all got the Baby Bell, the Boursin, the Maxwell coffee, the chicken stock, and the bacon as your mini brands haul. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some of these cards so you can see if you like the art. That way you'll know if this, like, if it vibes with you, you'll go and select your full reading. But we have the 7 of Wands. These cards have like a foiling to them, but they're so beautiful. It's one of my favorite tarot decks of all time. We have the 4 of Stars. They kind of have like this watercolor effect to them, and then they're like gold foiled. 4 of Stars. And we also have the Ace of Wands here, which this doesn't mean that these cards will end up in your reading. They're just to show you what the art looks like. So if you like that and you liked your little minis that you got, this is going to be your reading. Make sure you head to the timestamp to get the full reading. All right, and pile number 4, if you chose the Mermaid Tarot, and this mini brand, I guess they all looked the same, but this is going to be, I'm going to show you your mini brand. I'm going to show you some of the art on the cards. And then if you like that, you're going to head to your full time or your full time reading, your full term reading. Oh my gosh, Mercury really is almost in the microwave. Okay. I am going to go ahead and use this little nail tool to open this because we have had some trouble getting these to peel today. but we are just gonna do our very best. And once I get the wrapper off, I will show these to you a lot closer. All right, let's go ahead and get the inner wrapper off. Where's the little, there it is. All right. So let's go ahead and open her up. All right, starting with the first segment here. Stop. I think this is one of the rare ones. Okay, pile number 3 got the red Baby Bell. I want to say the gold one is like more rare. This was actually the one I wanted, but I was settling for the red Baby Bell. I can't believe we got the gold one. This is like maybe the second time I've ever bought these for myself, and I got the one I wanted out of the set the most. Ugh. Y'all, your pile is already blessed. Your pile is already blessed. You got the gold Baby Bell. All right, we're gonna go ahead and open more. This one has the guide in it that just tells us about the other mini brands. And then you also got, oh my gosh, Shake and Bake. Heck yes. I don't think I've ever actually used Shake and Bake, but I don't even know if they still make Shake and Bake. They certainly don't carry it at my grocery store. This is the original pork. I don't know if it's like you put it on pork, or I don't even know how it works. I never was a Shake and Bake girly. All right, let's go ahead and get another one open. Oh my goddess. We got that Heinz 57 ketchup, tomato ketchup. Cute. It's like the glass bottle. It's not actually glass, obviously it's like plastic, but she cute. She kawaii. All right. Oh, Zatarain's red beans and rice. Didn't miss her. Please comment down below if you know what I'm singing. If you know what I'm singing, you are my soul sister or soul brother or soul person, soul family. Red beans and rice. Didn't miss her. It's the Zatarain's red beans and rice. Cute. I've actually never had this before either. My family was like a rice-a-roni kind of family, or pasta-roni. We didn't really do a lot of other packaged stuff. Aside from like Kraft mac and cheese, of course. All right. And lastly, y'all got Bullseye. I think this is just like a barbecue sauce. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, Shake and Bake, the gold Baby Bell, and Zatarain's red beans and rice. All right. Oh my gosh. I think out of all of them, if you picked 4, y'all had the best. I think this was the best. Probably just, I'm biased because I got that gold Baby Bell, but I think your pull was the best one. Like, who doesn't like a little ketchup, a little barbecue? Cute. Okay, so those are yours. And then I'm going to also show you just 3 cards. These cards may or may not be in your reading, because I am going to shuffle again, but basically this is just to show you the art and what it looks like on the cards in case you want to pull this deck or not. So you've got the 7 of Cups here. You've got the Hermit. And then you've also got the 5 of Cups. All right, so if any of this resonated, be sure to go and get the full-length reading at the, make sure you click the timestamp in the video to get the full-length reading. Before we get into your reading, I just want to talk to you a little bit about my Patreon. So if you didn't know, my Patreon that is available to you right now actually gives you extra access to more pick a cards that you can't get here, vlogs, lifestyle content, and this month I am actually doing a masterclass that is going to help you create a vision board for 2024 that will literally be foolproof. Like, it will come true. I know this because I have tried and tested my own methods multiple times. I have my own receipts for how it works. And if you feel like you're needing a fresh start or to set some new intentions for your new year, this is definitely the masterclass that you do not want to miss out on. So if you join my Patreon at the Cozy Babe tier, you will have access to that this month when it launches, which I don't have an official date yet. I just know that it will be out this month before the new year. And you also will get access to over 400 posts that I have already created over there over the last 3 years. There are pick a cards there, timeless readings. There is, recently I did a December predictions that went over the astrology and the tarot for the entire month of December. And we also had the theme for the month. And there are other like lifestyle vlogs that I've never posted here. So if you want to support me as a small creator, this is a really great way to do it. And it's something that allows me to continue to make free content here on YouTube. So I would really appreciate your support, especially during the holiday season. And I would love if you became a Cozy Babe member. So link to that is down below. And I hope you'll come and join us for that masterclass and so much more. All right, pile number 1. We are going to go ahead and build out this reading. So we actually have a list of cards here that we are going to be using. Every single pile has these same 4 cards, but each of them will represent something different. So basically, the clarity that I'm going to give to you today, and this was through also like a random selection. I did not pick these cards out myself. I shuffled them out, and they were kind of the process for this entire reading today. So first we're going to look at projection, which says, let me actually show the card to you. I'll show you, and then we'll actually go through and you'll understand as we go. But first and foremost, we have projection, which says, how have your internal problems and emotions been projecting onto something or someone outside of you? In what ways have you been misinterpreting your reality? What is mirrored back at you? Okay, that's a shadow work card. So that's where we're going to start the reading. Then we have a reframe card, which says, to express in a different manner, to redefine something, to change something from the destructive to constructive, to reestablish meaning. And this is a processing card. So we're going to actually get into processing, right? Please remember, I'm not a mental health professional, y'all. I do love psychology, and a lot of the ways that I read is rooted in psychology, because I do believe that tarot is a great tool for understanding your mind. But please just keep in mind that I am not a mental health professional, and my reading should not be used in place of a mental health professional. Okay, so we also have the card of potential. This is a light work card, and it says, what powers and opportunities are waiting to be explored, activated, and manifested? What is the trajectory of expansion? How will you choose to shine and grow? So we kind of go from like light or dark to light with this reading. So this is why it really is like, if you've been confused or unclear, this really is going to be the reading that's going to bust through that for you. And then finally, we have expansion, a transcend, which is an expansion card. And it says to rise above, to go beyond, to surpass your limits, to evolve. So basically, with this clarity that you're going to get in this reading, how are you going to evolve is like the next thing. So let's go ahead. We're going to use the deck that you chose, and also your mini brands that we unboxed, I did put out. So if you want to see those close up, of course, you can go back and look at the selectors in the beginning of the reading, but I did put your little mini brands out. I think my favorite from your set is definitely the jet puffed marshmallows. It's just so cute. This little bag right here. So cute. Okay, so we're going to start by looking at that projection card. And so the cards that we're going to pull are going to tell us, how have your internal problems and emotions been projecting in your life? And basically, what is being mirrored at you? What is coming up? Okay, so we have, first of all, the ruler of wands. So this is the ruler of wands. I want to say in this deck, I apologize. I don't use this deck every day. So I can't remember if the ruler is the king or the queen. The ruler is the king. The sovereign is the queen. Okay. I just wanted to get my little thing out to make sure. So that's kind of what I figured. It makes sense that the ruler would be the king, but so you have the king of wands here. And so as a projection, I feel like you've been giving the illusion to people close to you that everything's okay. You've been giving the illusion to people that you've got things handled, that you're kind of the master of your mind, that you are following passion's lead. You have got it all under control. And I say that because the ruler of wands is somebody that's like, very passion driven and focused. And this might be something that you've relied on in the past to really help you, right? You might be a really passion driven person, somebody that always is like connected to their next path and like really connected to their creativity. But sometimes if people see you acting on that, they might get the idea that that's just like natural to you. And so they don't check in on you. They always assume that you're just kind of doing stuff and you're doing it amazing and you're never letting people see you sweat. And so you project this image of yourself that kind of has it all creatively together. And we also have the Two of Wands with this, which I feel like you might also project this identity that you are a master manifester, that you get whatever it is that you want. Like this to me is like somebody projecting the identity of like being in their Delulu era. Okay. Because the Two of Wands is all about creating what it is that you want and pulling the forces of the universe together so that you can create the reality you want. And there ain't nothing wrong with being a little Delulu. Okay. I'm a big fan of Delulu energy, Delulu content. I'm a big fan of deluding yourself to getting where you want. However, sometimes we need to deal with that underbelly. Sometimes we need to deal with the shit that keeps coming up over and over again because it keeps getting projected at you anyways. So I think you project this image of somebody that's got it all together, somebody that knows what they're doing, but I feel like it's, in some ways, I think it's created a lot of positivity for you. It's created a lot of good things because you've seen a lot of things in your life materialize and manifest. But I think what's happened is now you kind of put this on yourself to always carry this standard. And you expect that like people will come to you for this kind of energy. And again, I feel like I just keep getting this message of like, never let people see you sweat. And there's something to be explored there. So how can we reframe? So we also have the reframe: to express in a different manner, to redefine something, to change something from destruction to constructive, to reestablish meaning. So we have the Sovereign of Swords reversed. So in order to reframe, it's like, normally the Sovereign of Swords upright, this would be somebody that like speaks to other people, has clear boundaries. And I see this as a reversal of more of an internal journey. Okay. This is about being honest with yourself, brutally honest with yourself. And honesty with yourself is probably one of the harder attributes, I feel like, of life in general. I feel like being honest, it's so easy to delude yourself. It's so easy to, maybe not for some of y'all. I'm hearing from some of your guides that some of y'all actually have a really hard time deluding yourself. But to me, this is very much about like stopping, being honest with yourself about how you're actually doing. How are you actually doing? What things in your life are you doing that aren't cultivating the lifestyle that you want? Honestly, y'all, one of the number one questions you need to start asking yourself when you start to like have, I almost want to say like upset feelings, you need to start asking yourself, instead of saying like, what am I doing? You know, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my time? You need to start asking yourself, who am I being? Who am I being right now? That question is the reframe that you've been waiting for. Who am I being? So ask yourself that. Who am I being? In any moment where you're having an intense like flood of emotion, who am I being? Am I being somebody that takes care of themselves? Am I being somebody that I would be proud of? Am I being somebody that I would want to be friends with? Am I being somebody that I would want to have relationships with? Am I being somebody that, like, ask yourself who you are being instead of what you're doing? Because I feel like that question has the power to transform. Because when you ask yourself who you're being and not what you're doing, sometimes it can clear things up instantaneously for you. It can be like, oh wait, actually me chilling here, taking a little power nap, relaxing. This is a good thing. This is something that I'm like happy that I've taken time to rest. I am being somebody right now that I feel really good about, right? I'm sitting here and I'm being good and kind to myself. But if you're constantly putting yourself down, then you got to change that. So I feel like this is more about like the inner monologue that you have with yourself. It's less about the outside world and having to have like uncomfortable conversations or talk to other people. It's more about having an inner monologue that can actually benefit you. And then we have this paired with the 7 of Wands. So with the reframe, the 7 of Wands is all about like protecting your peace. So this is more of like a don't cross my boundaries kind of energy. So I do feel that because you project this image of someone that has it together and knows what they're doing, you often make time for more people than you probably should. And I hate the word should. Like we can literally should all over ourselves until the cows come home and we're still going to have a bad time. But I feel like you make a lot of space for everyone else and definitely not enough time for yourself. And it's time to start having better boundaries about this. It's time to start putting your needs first. What would your life look like 3 months from now if you put yourself before anyone else? Who would you become? Who would you be? You got to start moving accordingly. That's the reframe that needs to happen. Okay, now your potential. What powers and opportunities are waiting to be explored, activated, and manifested? What is the trajectory of expansion? How will you choose to shine and grow? So we have the Sovereign of Wands. So we go from the Ruler of Wands, which is the King, to the Sovereign of Wands, which is the Queen. And this is not a downgrade. Like, even though if you're going in like the order of the tarot, going from a king to a queen is not a downgrade. In fact, it's giving you're in your hyper masculine and you're about to move into your divine feminine energy. Okay. Divine feminine energy. It's a very healing energy to reside in. And I think you're going to realize that you can move a lot slower in life and you're going to feel better and things are going to work together for your highest good. Like when I tell you, pile number 1, I used to be that bitch. Okay. I feel like I have a personal stake in your story. I used to be that bitch that I would have a to-do list every single day that was like 25 things deep. Okay. And I am the person that will be like, make bed, brush teeth. Like I will definitely put things on my to-do list that I would do every day. So it's not like it was like, these are, the 3 most important tasks. I put like every little thing that I do on my to-do list, but still, because I need that dopamine of crossing things off. But still, I used to be that kind of person. And if I wanted to take a break from especially online creation, which has been my job since 2013 officially, but started in 2010, I would pre-film. I would pre-record things. If I went on a vacation, I would work twice as hard because I wanted the vacation and then I wanted the week after vacation. And I was constantly burning the candle at both ends for roughly about 10 years of my career. 10 of 13 years so far. And truly, for the first time in my career, y'all noticed I didn't upload but one time last month. I took almost a 2-month break where I just have not really worked. And mind you, in the course of 10 years, I've never really taken a break. I've never really taken a vacation and just kind of dropped everything and left. And I really stepped into my divine feminine energy. And when I tell you, you can see it on my YouTube channel, okay? My views are higher. Things are actually better. When I stepped into that softer energy, instead of always being in the hyper masculine, hyper focused on productivity, hyper focused on goals, there's nothing wrong with being in your masculine energy. I need to make that clear. Like if you really thrive in that, I think that's fine. But I do think that over time, if we don't balance these 2 energies, it can become overwhelming. So the potential right now of your expansion is actually slowing down even more, surrendering more, allowing yourself to receive more. and working less, but receiving more. So I feel like that might be something that you have a hard time doing. I say that only because we have that king versus that queen. And then we have the 9 of Cups. So when you do this reframing that we've talked about here, you're also going to manifest so much easier. The 9 of Cups literally is the card of manifestation. It is the card of receiving your intentions, receiving what you've asked for, receiving your dreams, your desires, your hopes, your wishes, seeing them be fulfilled, literally manifesting whatever it is that you have been after. So I'm not even going to say any more on that because I feel like that's pretty cut and dry. Now, transcend, this is where you're going to go after all of this, right? Because your life doesn't just stop right here. Now that we've actualized so much, we have the Ace of Cups. Life becomes like a dream. You start to prioritize yourself, like I've suggested here. The Ace of Cups is all about filling your own cup before you start filling everybody else. And the perfect analogy to me for the Ace of Cups, and I say it all the time, and I'm going to continue to say it all the time because I think everybody needs to hear it, especially in a culture today where most people buy into urgency culture and they will feel like they have to respond to that email right away or that text, or everybody thinks they're beholden to everybody's time. You know, this is something that I feel like everybody needs to hear. And that is, you don't fill other people up from your own cup. The ideal situation is that you fill up your cup so much that it starts to overflow. Okay. And then you put a little cup down here and any overflow falls into that secondary cup. That secondary cup is the one that you actually fill other people with. You think about that. When you're feeling so good, like your well is so full, don't you feel so ready to give to other people? Don't you immediately want to like become a community person and start signing up for like community service and shit because you're feeling so good that you want to give more of yourself to more people? So that's the vibe of the Ace of Cups. So that's like how you're going to transcend. You're going to become so much more of a like self-preserving person. But in doing that, you're actually going to be able to give more. And then we also have the Seeker of Wands, which I'm going to have to check this dang deck again because I can't remember. I want to say it's the Page. I don't use this deck very often. Can you tell? Yeah, the Seeker is the Page. So the Page of Wands, you got a lot of wand court cards today. So the Page of Wands, this is about following a new passion, following a new purpose, seeing something that maybe you once enjoyed in life before come back around to meet you, and you get excited about something new, something fresh. So that's exciting. It's like something you never envisioned yourself doing, you pick back up. I know some of your reading today, I feel like has been a little more in vague terms than normal, but I think it's ultimately, I can always tell when I'm connecting with new people in readings and it's not just like the same people from my subscription list, because I feel like we get readings that are just different. Okay, but I do have more cards. We're not just doing those 2 decks. We're also going to just see what other messages. We're going to use this Moonology deck next and just see what else Spirit wants you to have clarity on right now. Like if there's any other areas, any other things that are going to be coming up that you need to be made aware of. Bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius season doesn't happen until February-ish. It's like late January, early February. And that is when, the new moon in Aquarius would take place. But Aquarius is the sign that is the humanitarian, is the community person. And they want better for humanity. And it's all about bringing more love to others. And they're literally, Aquarius is the sign that is the water bearer. Funny thing, most people think Aquarius is a water sign. It's not. Aquarius is an air sign. I know that doesn't make sense because like they literally bear the water, but they bring vitality to others. They don't actually, there's only 3 elements to each sign, and the water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So yeah, Aquarius actually an air sign. But they are all about bringing more love, bringing more awareness, bringing more connectedness. And so I do feel like that's something that your spiritual team with your pile really wants you to be aware of, especially as we move into a new year, that this is going to be a year really focused on community and building a community. And that doesn't mean like, it could be literally volunteering in your community more, but it could actually be like creating a community of like-minded individuals online. It could be creating your own little community in your town for something. It could be anything along those lines that has to deal with you just gaining a community aspect in your life. So Spirit is saying that they want you to be aware of that that's something that will be coming into your life and becoming more prevalent and present. And then we also have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. We actually won't see a full moon in Aries until roughly like next October-ish. It's the full moon in Aries happens in Libra season, but with this card, it doesn't mean that you're not going to see anything until Libra season. It's more about like, you need to understand that in your life right now, some shit is about to explode. And I don't mean this like, please don't be scared of this. I'm not here to fearmonger you. Like, that's never my job. I am here for awareness and like divine counsel. But if something kind of reaches its high point in your life, it's because healing needs to happen. Something needs to change. And don't take something happening, blowing up in your face, something getting to its highest point as you've done something wrong. That's not true. It means that something needs attention. When you break your leg, you don't just ignore that or decide that your life is over. You go and get the care that you need for that broken leg and you're able to heal that, right? I know that was a really weird example, but you get my drift. Like, the moment in time is like a very climactic event, but then the healing and the care is taken. And so Spirit is saying like, this is actually going to be an opportunity to get into the change that needs to occur so that you can have more clarity in your life in general and actually get into a flow state. Then we have you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Oh my gosh. Your guides were like, we got to follow that up with another card. So don't worry. You and your loved ones are safe. This isn't something that's going to like, be so dramatic. You and your loved ones at the end of the day will be safe. And I feel like this card always comes out when somebody needs to hear that things are okay, just in general. You need to know that things are okay. So just in your life right now, please know that you and your loved ones are safe. Everything is working out is exactly on time, exactly as it's supposed to. And you and your loved ones are safe and you will be okay. Okay, now we're also going to bring our angel number cards out. So these are just, again, some extra little symbols, signs, tokens from your angels. And sometimes there will be like numbers that are prevalent to you that come out, but these are just some things that you need to hear right now. Okay, I am charismatic with the number 3. And this card says, expression comes naturally to you. You are very skilled at communicating your thoughts through conversation and creative pursuits. You are able to get others on board with your ideas. I am charismatic. So maybe there's a community project or something. Like there's definitely something. I can already tell you're a really creative person because you got the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Page of Wands all in one reading. So I can already tell that you're a really creative person in general, but Spirit wants you to know, like, if you're doubting your charismatic nature, if you're doubting that you are capable of creating what you need around you to do the thing that you're trying to do, like you're going to have the right people on board. You're going to have the right community around you to support you. And then we got number 9, I am compassionate, which says, it's your compassion that makes you shine. You are devoted to helping the greater good and have a strong talent for speaking up for others. Your soul is most satisfied when you are being of service. Ooh, I just got the chills. I feel like you needed to hear those words. I don't even think I need to speak on that more. Like that was just something you really needed to hear right now. And that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much, Cozy Babe, for letting me read for you today. And I just want to remind you that my Patreon is available to you if you want to join that to get access to that masterclass before we begin 2024, as well as over 400 posts over the last 3 years, every extra pick a card I've ever made, themes for every month, so much like lifestyle content, you name it. It's a fantastic way to support me as a small creator, and I would love to have you over there. So do check that out. Link is going to be down below. It's patreon.com/KhloeTaylor. And I also want to remind y'all, because I don't think I said it, that every deck I use in my videos, I always link them down below for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about decks recently, and I always link them in the order that they appear. So if you're looking for any of these decks, they will be listed down below for you. I also want to remind you at this time that if this reading resonated with you, I do accept tips for my readings. They are never an expectation, but always, 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 always appreciated. And if you have a little extra, want to send it my way, I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below for you. And if you want to support me in a free way, I think one of the most underestimated ways of helping small creators, like you don't even have to do this for me, any small creator that you love, please share their content. Like give it a like, leave me a comment, and then share the video with somebody that you think would benefit. Because when you spread the word to more people, that's the stuff that like really helps creators get seen, and it like spreads their content out more. So especially if you've never done that before, please consider sharing this video with someone that you think would appreciate it, especially anybody that appreciates like mini brands and stuff like that, because I've never done this before and it was really fun getting to unbox in this video. And if you want to book me for a personal reading or purchase a course from me or check out my e-diary, any of that, I also have my website available for you, KhloeTaylor.com, where you can find all that stuff. And of course, if you want to follow me around the web, I am at Kloee Taylor across all social media platforms. I don't use TikTok, so if you ever get a follow or somebody being like, hey, dear one, let me give you a reading, that is a scam. Do not fall for it, bestie. Don't fall for it. I don't use TikTok. My TikTok account is actually private because people that try to scam you will go into my followers and like try to access people that have followed me. So I made it private so people can't do that. But I have the check mark on Instagram, so it's a little bit easier, I think, to find the right person. But yeah, if you want to follow me on socials, if you decide that you want more Kloee Taylor in your life, I'm at Kloee Taylor across all platforms. And I also have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, if you want to give it a listen, available across every like platform you could imagine. So give it a listen. There's over 100 episodes. We're coming back strong in January with new ones. But thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, week, etc. And I'll talk to you again in the next one. Bye. Before we get into your reading, I just want to talk to you a little bit about my Patreon. So if you didn't know, my Patreon that is available to you right now actually gives you extra access to more pick a cards that you can't get here, vlogs, lifestyle content, and this month I am actually doing a masterclass that is going to help you create a vision board for 2024 that will literally be foolproof. Like it will come true. I know this because I have tried and tested my own methods multiple times. I have my own receipts for how it works. And if you feel like you're needing a fresh start or to set some new intentions for your new year, this is definitely the masterclass that you do not want to miss out on. So if you join my Patreon at the Cozy Babe tier, you will have access to that this month when it launches, which I don't have an official date yet. I just know that it will be out this month before the new year. And you also will get access to over 400 posts that I have already created over there over the last 3 years. There are pick a cards there, timeless readings. There is recently I did a December predictions that went over the astrology and the tarot for the entire month of December. And we also had the theme for the month. And there are other like lifestyle vlogs that I've never posted here. So if you want to support me as a small creator, this is a really great way to do it. And it's something that allows me to continue to make free content here on YouTube. So I would really appreciate your support, especially during the holiday season. And I would love if you became a Cozy Babe member. So link to that is down below. And I hope you'll come and join us for that masterclass and so much more. All right, if you chose this deck as well as these little mini brands that I already went and unboxed for you, this is going to be your reading. So every pile, we have these 4 cards that each of them are going to tell a different story, and we're going to get to the bottom of it using more tarot cards. But allow me to show you these cards first because they're going to kind of lay out the clarity, shall we say, and it will make more sense as we keep going. But first and foremost, we have a projection card, and these were drawn at complete random. Like I did not choose these. They were shuffled out and drawn. So this says, how have your internal problems and emotions been projected onto something or someone outside of you? In what ways have you been misinterpreting your reality? What is mirrored back at you? Okay, so we're going to start with that one, but I'm going to read all these to you first. Then we have reframe, which says to express in a different manner, to redefine something, to change something from destructive to constructive, to reestablish meaning. So we're going to basically first look at where the projection is, how we're going to reframe it, the potential, which is a light work card. And it says, what powers and opportunities are waiting to be explored, activated, and manifested? What is the trajectory of your expansion? How will you choose to shine and grow? And then basically, how will you transcend it all with the clarity that you have now after this reading? So transcend says to rise above, to go beyond, to surpass your limits, to evolve. And it's an expansion card. So we're going to define each of these cards now. And we're going to do that by using the deck that you chose, which is the Everyday Witch Tarot. Oh, okay. We got a flyer. I'll show it to you closer in just a second after we get an extra little shuffle in there. I did see the Empress while I was shuffling, so if it comes out in the reading again, we'll know that it's significant. I'm just going to set this down here and we're going to draw from it while we go. So first and foremost, the Page of Pentacles flew out of your deck or out of your reading so far. And then we also have the Page of Cups. So 2 pages. This is the projection or the shadow work. Oh my goodness. I know exactly what this is. So bestie, you're projecting the air of a beginner. You're not a beginner. You are not a beginner. You have some experience behind you. You're not a beginner, and you keep projecting outwardly to others, to people around you, that you're a beginner. You're over-explaining. And don't get me wrong, we all know that over or chronic over-explaining is a trauma response. So don't beat yourself up for that. I guarantee if you're a chronic over-explainer, it's because you had to be to keep yourself safe, probably in early childhood. So don't beat yourself up about it. But Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, the projection or like the shadow work aspect is also never getting beyond the beginner phase. So it's like basically, excuse me, every time you start something new, a new project, a new idea, a new investment, a new anything, a new era of your life. Okay. 2023 gave us the eras, right? So a new era of your life. It's like you never let yourself get beyond the beginner phase. And so you keep projecting this identity of being a beginner, of being at the starting line, of being an ideas person, but never an implementer or an embodier. And the thing is, that's not you. Why do you keep painting this story about yourself when that's not you? That's not who you are. So how can we reframe this energy to benefit you? We have Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh, this is so perfect. We have Queen of Wands. Scoot these over so they'll fit. And we have the 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Bestie, you actually have like the most fun reframe, I think, so far. I mean, we've only done one other pile so far, but your reframe is actually a fun. It might be something that doesn't come as naturally to you, which is okay. But in order to reframe this projection that you keep kind of missing in your shadow work, you actually have to fake it till you make it. Okay. This is like getting into your Delulu era. I love that for you. Because Queen of Wands is somebody that has a lot of confidence. And I actually just put out a reel on my Instagram about this recently, where somebody actually asked me in my stories on Instagram how I'm so confident, or like they asked me like how to become confident. I think it was like in tarot card reading or in content creation. And the answer that I gave them, I think really applies to you here as well. And that is, nobody's confident. Like, hear me out. Nobody is confident at first. Nobody. You don't pop out of the womb confident, okay? I mean, you might, and like the rest of the world tries to take that out of you. But you don't start something new with all the confidence in the world. Look to somebody in your life that you think just like oozes confidence. I get told that a lot by my peers. Not like necessarily well, some of them are YouTube creators. Like other creators look to me and say that I am an inspiration to them. And they'll say like, oh, but not like you. Like, you're so confident, Kloee. You can just do it. And I'm like, no. The story we're not going to sit here and tell ourselves is that I'm different from you, because I'm not. The only thing that I have done is I have put some elbow grease behind it. I have decided to do something, whether I had confidence or not. And that's the thing with confidence, is it's not something that you get the confidence first and then you decide to start doing something. It's you show up and do something and become someone and get into your Delulu era. If you haven't heard that phrase, you're living under a rock. I hate to break it to you. It's about being delusional, faking it until you make it. And in order to have confidence, it's almost like you have to fake confidence first and show up like you have confidence. And this is actually a manifestation tactic or like hack. If you feel like you're not really manifesting what you've been trying to manifest lately, one of the best ways to get into alignment with your manifestations and like make them come faster is to literally act as if you already have it. Like, if you want to make $1 million, obviously you're not going to be able to just like go buy a designer bag if you don't have that kind of money in your bank account. But what you can do is go online, put it in your cart, pretend you're going to buy that shit. Okay. Wake up in the morning and don't think about how you don't have it. Think about how you'll go and like put that purse on to complete your outfit. Okay. That's just a silly example, but literally anything you can do to get yourself in the mindset of already having the thing, the faster it will actually show up. And don't you ever notice that in life? Why, like, you want something. And then the second you're like, you know what, whatever, fuck it. I don't even want it anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. That's like the moment that it all comes into your life. Like, I used to say to myself that it was so hard to make adult friendships, and I was so lonely and so tired of not feeling like I had any in-person friends, and like digital friends for days, but no in-person friends. And the minute I was like, you know what? I think my friendship applications are closed. I don't think I actually need more friends right now. I need to cultivate my relationship with myself. Literally the moment I had people coming out the woodwork from all over the place wanting to spend time with me out of nowhere. Like, that's the reality, is like the moment you are at peace with not having it is the moment that it shows up. So the reframe is that you have to just stop calling yourself a beginner and just decide that you are beyond the beginner stage. And also remember what it was like to be a beginner in whatever it is, whatever sector of your life that you are coming to this reading thinking about. What was it like to actually be a beginner? Because I could tell myself I'm a beginner too in a multitude of things in my life, but I know that's not really the truth. Like, if I told you today, Kloee Taylor, especially if you've been here on my channel for a long time, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a beginner tarot card reader. would you not laugh in my face? Like, that's just frankly not true. But to some people, maybe I am a beginner. Maybe I don't have 30 years of experience, you know? So stop calling yourself a beginner. The reframe is actually faking it, being delulu about it. And the 10 of Cups, this is also about surrounding yourself with people that are really about you speaking that into existence. Like, don't tell your plans to people that would laugh in your face. Don't keep it to yourself unless you're in the company of people that would support this reframe. Something else that Spirit is asking me to share with you right now is just to add a little more to that reframe. And the reason I give so many examples of in-person stuff, it's not because I like to just sit here and talk about myself. I have a podcast for that. It's that a lot of my neurospicies, my neurodivergent besties, a lot of y'all tell me that it actually helps you understand the reading better when I give you examples from life. So that's why I do that. But one more thing, and then we're going to keep going on with the reading, is that last year, I really, well, for much of my adult life, I really struggled with sleep. I made a whole podcast episode about this too. Podcast is on hiatus until January, but there's over 100 episodes. If you've never listened to it, please do yourself a favor. Link is down below. It's called the Cozy Babes Club. But, I used to tell myself that I was a terrible sleeper and I couldn't get my sleep right. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. And there were a million reasons why it wasn't working. And then I literally delulued myself into becoming a morning person. I was just you know what? I'm really sick and tired of this outdated story. I hate talking about myself like this. So I'm not going to fucking do it anymore. I'm not going to participate in this speech anymore. And I am ready to just not talk about myself like that anymore. So instead, I'm going to implant the idea in my mind that actually sleep comes so easy to me. I sleep so well. I sleep so beautifully. I wake up in the morning and no matter how many hours of sleep I have gotten, I feel refreshed. I feel good. It's easy for me to fall asleep at night. I have such a wonderful routine that supports that, right? These are all things. And then of course I implemented things too. But my point is I literally within a 3 to 4 day span delulued myself into becoming a morning person. And I'm not currently a morning person right now, not for any other good reason other than I just don't really feel the need. But at that time in my life, that was something that really stressed me out. And so becoming a morning person was important to me. Literally, I delulued my way there and it was easy. It wasn't I had to force myself into anything. It actually was very easy because I simply just started telling myself, actually, I'm a morning person. And I stopped identifying with the version of myself that couldn't get any sleep. Do you see what I'm saying? Delulu is the salulu. Okay, your potential. Once you start to do this, okay, this is the opportunities, the things that are going to happen. So we have the 10 of Swords. Listen, bestie, I know that this looks scary and it kind of is, but hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Secondary card. I told you if the Empress comes out, I saw it when I was shuffling. I knew that was your card. Okay, so 10 of Swords. The potential is you're actually going to find a lot of shit falls. I don't know why I'm cursing so much in your reading, by the way. I feel like I usually don't say so many profanities, but maybe this is how your guides speak to you. But I feel like the words, they are just coming out. But 10 of Swords, what this says to me is there's going to be so much stuff falling out of your life. It's going to feel kind of scary at first. I think that you're going to see how many people start to fall away, situations, things that actually really were not serving you. And it's going to feel scary. And this is the thing. When you actually start to manifest a better life or you ask the universe to support you in it, this is actually very common that you will experience kind of a big upheaval. And it's because you are now in alignment with something better. And so the things that don't match that vibration have to go. So it's going to feel a little scary, but ultimately this is for your benefit. This is you getting into your soft, divine, feminine, receiving energy. Okay. This is also some of you, if you're trying to get pregnant, this can be a really positive sign for that. As the Empress is literally the mother archetype. Now, this doesn't mean if you're not trying to get pregnant that I'm predicting that for you. Please always take what resonates and leave the rest. But I will say, if this is something that you're wanting, there is potential there. And this also tells me that like the Empress card is someone that moves through life slower paced, easier, and is really supported and taken care of. So that's why I said, I don't think you really need to worry about this 10 of Swords. It's going to feel kind of scary, but ultimately you're going to see how much easier and in flow you become with life. You're going to get into like a very cyclical way of living, and then transcend, to rise above, to go beyond, to surpass your limits. We have the Page of Swords. So interesting, because we started with Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and now we have a third page, which is the Page of Swords. And I actually think that this Page of Swords could resemble another person. So this is going to be your air signs. So Aquarius, which contrary to popular belief, Aquarius, not a water sign. That's an air sign, bestie. There's only 3 of each element, and the water signs are Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So yeah, Aquarius, an air sign. I feel like in 2023, most people know that now though, but it was like a couple of years ago, everybody was like, what do you mean this is the water bearer and they're not a water sign? Nope, it's an air sign. So this is going to be your Aquarians, your Geminis, and Libra. How could I forget Libra? Page of Swords energy. Okay. So this could be like a person that you start to attract into your life, somebody with a lot of brilliance and bright ideas. But this could also be you getting to a place where you like really have a lot of crazy ideas. And I don't mean crazy in a bad way. I mean, like, you just get like downloads from the universe and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try that. I'm going to implement that. And it allows you to move through life easier. And then we also have for you the Lovers, which the Lovers, this again could be another person, you like calling in a romantic partner and choosing to expand with this person. But it's also shadow work. Shadow integration is often something that the Lovers talks about. So when it comes to transcending, this is also like, I don't want to say transcending the shadow, but it's like allowing more of yourself to be with yourself. That's all shadow work really is. It's not about erasing a part of you. It's about becoming okay with the parts of you that you have stifled or kept hidden. And the Lovers, to me, I feel like the Lovers is really that more often than not. But for some of you, it could be an actual person. So I have some other cards now that I want to use, a couple of different decks. So we're going to start with this Moonology deck. And we're just going to look at other things your guides need you to have clarity on, or like put some focus on right now. Okay, we have Bring Love into the Situation. New Moon in Aquarius. I think pile number 1 got this card as well. And this is all about bringing more of your authentic self into your life. Okay, bringing more authenticity into your life, bringing more of yourself to the table. And literally, I love how we were talking about Aquarians, and then here's an Aquarius card. The new moon in Aquarius won't happen until sometime in like February. I'm not 110%. It could be like late January, but it just depends on what day it actually happens on. But I want to say it's like sometime in February this next year. Then we also have You and Your Loved Ones Are Safe. Literally, pile number 1 got this card too. That's funny. You and your loved ones are safe. Your spirit guides just want you to know if you've been concerned or scared about your home or your family, your spirit guides wanted you to come into this reading to know that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Your home is safe. Your family is safe. The people that you call family are safe, and everything is going to be okay if it hasn't been. And then we also got show the world the real you with the full moon in Aquarius. So literally become your fullest expression of self unapologetically, which is kind of what some of this reading was about as well. I love that you also got the new moon to the full moon, because when we talk about astrology and astrological placements and your own transits, if you look to lunar astrology, which is just following the moon's transitions and phases, usually a new moon to a full moon, obviously, like, it depends on eclipses and things like that, but a new moon to a full moon in the same sign, which takes about 6 months, it's usually a full culmination of something. So during the new moon, you would plant new seeds on that sector of your life, and during the full moon, they would come to like the grand crescendo. So interesting to me that we would have this like full realization here to Aquarius cards. And actually, I'm feeling really called to pull one more of these cards for you. Pile number 2. So we also have for you, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So as this reading goes out, we are in Sagittarius season, or we might have just ended it. I'm not sure exactly when this video is going out, but it's being recorded during Sagittarius season. And we don't have a full moon in Sag this month. That won't happen until Gemini season, which is like June-ish of next year. But Spirit is saying with this card that you do need to kind of look at the bigger picture and not be so zoomed in on your life right now, and really see things for what they actually are, instead of just seeing, I don't even know how to explain this. It's like a bigger concept than me, but it's kind of when you like zoom out a little on life and see how things that maybe feel really insane in the moment in a few years won't even matter. And not to say that like things that happen in your life don't matter, but especially if there's like upset or chaos, or you like letting relationships fall away from you as you receive your highest potential. Spirit is saying, like, look at it in the grand scheme of things and know that, number one, everything's going to be okay, but also it's the bigger picture of your life that you should be concerned with right now. Okay, now we're also going to pull some angel number cards for you just to see. These are going to be just like numbers that might really resonate with you. There is messages on them too that we'll read that your guides want you to know, but these could also be numbers that are just very like symbolic to you. So just keep that in mind. All right. We have 1212. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. I know that you're not seeing this video that day, but this video is being recorded on 1212. Like, it is the new moon in Sagittarius. It is December 12th. That's crazy that you would get this, because not every pile is recorded on the same day either. I've really spaced this reading out, and you got the 1212, and it is 1212 when I'm recording. Okay, it says stay focused on your best possible future and remain optimistic. Literally be Delulu throughout the entire journey. Your angels are right behind you as you turn your dreams into reality. I am focused. I feel like that doesn't even need explanation. Your guides really snapped with that one. Oh my gosh. And then you got 12 again. Are you kidding? 12 is your number. Okay. When you see 12s, your guides are speaking directly to you. Okay, creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich, and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. I mean, life of a visionary, hey? Wow, I can't believe you got 12, 12, 12. That's synchronicities today, y'all. Like, not only did I catch the clock today at 12:12 on 12:12, right? I caught it at 111, 222, 333, and I saw not one but 2 shooting stars this evening, within like rapid succession too. And we're not having meteor showers right now, so I don't know. I felt really called to share that with you. Any of that could be like, maybe shooting stars are like symbolic to you as well, and you needed to hear about that. But that was just so crazy. But thank you so much for letting me read for you. Thank you so much, Cozy Babe, for letting me read for you today. And I just want to remind you that my Patreon is available to you if you want to join that, to get access to that masterclass before we begin 2024, as well as over 400 posts over the last 3 years, every extra pick a card I've ever made, themes for every month, so much, like lifestyle content, you name it. It's a fantastic way to support me as a small creator, and I would love to have you over there. So do check that out. Link is going to be down below. It's patreon.com/KhloeTaylor. And I also want to remind y'all, because I don't think I said it, that every deck I use in my videos, I always link them down below for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about decks recently, and I always link them in the order that they appear. So if you're looking for any of these decks, they will be listed down below for you. I also want to remind you at this time that if this reading resonated with you, I do accept tips for my readings. They are never an expectation, but always, 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 always appreciated. And if you have a little extra, want to send it my way, I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below for you. And if you want to support me in a free way, I think one of the most underestimated ways of helping small creators, like you don't even have to do this for me, any small creator that you love, please share their content. Like give it a like, leave me a comment, and then share the video with somebody that you think would benefit. Because when you spread the word to more people, that's the stuff that like really helps creators get seen, and it like spreads their content out more. So especially if you've never done that before, please consider sharing this video with someone that you think would appreciate it, especially anybody that appreciates like mini brands and stuff like that, because I've never done this before and it was really fun getting to unbox in this video. And if you want to book me for a personal reading or purchase a course from me or check out my e-diary, any of that, I also have my website available for you, KhloeTaylor.com, where you can find all that stuff. And of course, if you want to follow me around the web, I am at Kloee Taylor across all social media platforms. I don't use TikTok, so if you ever get a follow or somebody being like, hey, dear one, let me give you a reading, that is a scam. Do not fall for it, bestie. Don't fall for it. I don't use TikTok. My TikTok account is actually private because people that try to scam you will go into my followers and like try to access people that have followed me. So I made it private so people can't do that. But I have the check mark on Instagram, so it's a little bit easier, I think, to find the right person. But yeah, if you want to follow me on socials, if you decide that you want more Kloee Taylor in your life, I'm at Kloee Taylor across all platforms. And I also have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, if you want to give it a listen, available across every like platform you could imagine. So give it a listen. There's over 100 episodes. We're coming back strong in January with new ones. But thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, week, etc. And I'll talk to you again in the next one. Before we get into your reading, I just want to talk to you a little bit about my Patreon. So if you didn't know, my Patreon that is available to you right now actually gives you extra access to more pick a cards that you can't get here, vlogs, lifestyle content, and this month I am actually doing a masterclass that is going to help you create a vision board for 2024 that will literally be foolproof. Like it will come true. I know this because I have tried and tested my own methods multiple times. I have my own receipts for how it works. And if you feel like you're needing a fresh start or to set some new intentions for your new year, this is definitely the masterclass that you do not want to miss out on. So if you join my Patreon at the Cozy Babe tier, you will have access to that this month when it launches, which I don't have an official date yet. I just know that it will be out this month before the new year. And you also will get access to over 400 posts that I have already created over there over the last 3 years. There are pick a cards there, timeless readings. There is, recently I did a December predictions that went over the astrology and the tarot for the entire month of December. And we also had the theme for the month. And there are other like lifestyle vlogs that I've never posted here. So if you want to support me as a small creator, this is a really great way to do it. And it's something that allows me to continue to make free content here on YouTube. So I would really appreciate your support, especially during the holiday season. And I would love if you became a Cozy Babe member. So link to that is down below. And I hope you'll come and join us for that masterclass and so much more. All right, pile number 3. If you chose this deck, this is going to be your reading. We also have your unboxed mini brands around the edges here. So we're starting out with these 4 cards. And every reading has these. So basically each card represents a different thing in terms of the clarity that you came here to get. So first off, we have a projection card, then a reframe, then your potential, and then how you're going to transcend. So we're also going to pull more cards to go with these to kind of understand. So we're going to start with that projection card, which says, how have your internal problems and emotions been projected onto something or someone outside of you? In what ways have you been misinterpreting your reality? What is mirrored back at you? So we're going to start by getting some clarity on this projection card, where you've been right now. And this card honestly should also give you basically some major tips as to if this is the right pile for you. Oh, your cards do not want to be shuffled. Okay. I did pre-shuffle them, so they just said no more. All right. So for projection, we have the 9 of Cups. I'll try to show them to you to the best of my ability. They are a little difficult to show off. They're way more beautiful in person. Please know that. Way more beautiful in person. So we have the 9 of Cups and the King of Stars, which the King of Stars is basically the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles in this deck, King of Stars. So it's like, I feel like, and I hate to say it to you, bestie, I feel like this is really about being a little bit too delusional. And don't get me wrong, I am here for your delusional era, okay? I consume a lot of Delulu content myself. I'm really big and into it. But I do feel like there is something within you that needs to be addressed. And until that is addressed, you're going to have a hard time projecting out this Delulu energy. It's like you want to believe it, but you don't quite. And I think it's kind of grunking up your steez, okay? It's not allowing you to manifest effortlessly, you projecting out, because to me, it's like you want to project this Delulu-ness out. You want to be Delulu. You want to create this life for yourself, but there's something that is missing. And Spirit is prompting me right now to share this with you. And please know that when I share personal stories, it is merely because I get told by a lot of my neurospicy lovelies in the comments that when I share these things, they help you make sense of the reading. So I'm always here to try and be as, I don't want to say accommodating, I guess, like as inclusive as I possibly can. So something that this kind of gives me is, and I'll keep this brief, when I moved into my current house, I live on a waterfront property. I feel very, very, very lucky and blessed to live where I live, especially for the cost of the rent, which is not insane to me. Obviously, all rent is a little crazy right now, but I feel like for where I live and how many bedrooms I have and how like nice the space is, easily my renters could have charged more than double what they charge me for it. And that to me is insane. But the reason I'm bringing it up is that when I moved into this house, literally day keys in hand, this was like a huge dream for me actualized. I had wanted to live waterfront for probably literally all of my life. I can't think of a time period in my life where I didn't see myself on a beach or on a lake or somewhere where there is a water like feature to it. I've always seen myself living that lifestyle. And I always thought that I would be like 50 and retired by the time it happened, or in my 60s or even 70s. I didn't think it would happen so soon. So imagine getting this huge manifestation, right? Almost out of thin air. Truly, it was a crazy experience. But having this happen, getting the keys, walking into my now office that I'm in right now in my house, and being absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated, heartbroken, torn up about it. And the reason that I was so upset is that everything I had tried to manifest up until that point in my life was to make my parents proud of me, to basically earn their respect, to earn their love. Everything that I had been doing up to that point was to gain their approval and their attention. And I think what else is crazy that goes in with this story is when I first moved into this house, I kept having dreams that my parents were dying, like over and over and over. And it wasn't until somebody was like, oh, when you want to do dream interpretation, just imagine that every dream that you have is an aspect of yourself. And like the propheticness of those dreams was that I was realizing that the part of me that wanted to please my parents was dying off. And it took this experience to understand that. But basically I had this huge, like, come to myself moment, coming home to myself moment of realizing that I now had the privilege to design a pretty little life for myself instead of hoping to gain some kind of approval or validation or praise or acceptance from people that are never going to give it to me anyways, frankly. And I would say that right to their faces. But that was huge. That really broke me as a person for a long time. And I say this as like a story under your projection here, because sometimes the things that we want, we don't even think about why we want them. And when you finally get that thing, whatever it is that you were trying to achieve with it, it can be devastating to receive the thing and realize that what you actually wanted was something that couldn't be accomplished through that. So like, it's almost like if you wanted to manifest like millions of dollars, sure, that might make your life a lot easier in some capacity. In fact, I would guarantee you that it would, but it would be devastating at the same time to receive it and recognize that you're still going to be the same kind of person that you were the day before. You just are going to have all of your bills taken care of. Like, you are still going to be the same person dealing with the inner turmoil that you haven't dealt with yet. So that's just something that is coming up strongly here, is that in your projection, there is some work that you need to do before you can make your reality actualized. And if your reality that you are wanting actualized tomorrow, it might actually hurt. So there's something that's missing here. So what is the reframe? What are you missing? Okay. We have temperance. So patience. Patience is something that's missing. And this reframe card says to express in a different manner, to redefine something, to change something from destructive to constructive, to reestablish meaning. And then we also have the 9 of Crystals, which this is the well-known card of anxiety. So with the reframe, I feel like I kind of hit the nail on the head with the story that I just told you, in the sense that you need to start asking yourself what it is that you actually want. Is it a feeling that you're after? Is it a feeling of peace, of calmness, of serenity? What is it that you're actually trying to call into your life? Because I promise you, don't get me wrong, manifest all the material things, okay? I don't see anything wrong with that. I am an opulent queen myself. I love materials, okay? We're here for that energy. But if you think that it's fundamentally going to change you to have a designer bag versus not, and I keep using the designer bag today as a reference, just out of convenience. But if you think that that is going to change you fundamentally, you're going to be rudely awoken. And the reframe is that, number one, fall in love with the journey. Getting into your Delulu, the reason that it's not working is you need to create a life where the journey of getting there is just as pleasurable and fun as actually receiving the thing. And the 9 of Crystals, the reframe is, if you start to feel uncomfortable while you're in your Delulu era, okay, if you start to feel uncomfortable or anxious or worried, your anxiety isn't there just to like wreak havoc on your life. It's there because it has something to tell you. There is something that needs to be unpacked there. And the reframe is actually treating this like something that is meant to be explored instead of a burden. Now, your potential, once you do this, your potential that will come out of this, we have the 4 of Crystals. You need a break, baby. I am just going to give it to you correct, okay? 4 of Crystals, this is the card of rest. You need a break. You need a break, you need a break, you need a break. Ooh, and the Tower. So the cool thing is that this came out under your potential. So the Tower to me is actually a very net positive here, because I don't think that this placement can actually be read negatively, because it's your potential, right? This is always going to benefit you. Your potential is here to benefit you. So the Tower, in a benefic way, the Tower comes to serve you by knocking things out of your life that don't serve you. And the Tower is also about speed, haste, and quickness. Okay. It's like in the blink of an eye, in an instant, you quantum leap, you quantum jump. And the Four of Crystals, this is all about resting, having time to rest deeply, and knowing that everything will be okay, because the things that were wreaking havoc on your life now are gone. They have been wiped out. So your potential is actually being able to sink deeply into a rested state. I feel like this is something that you've actually been wanting, but you haven't put your finger on it yet. And the rest will come if you do the reframing work here and allow yourself to want rest. I feel like many of us in today's world are like, I mean, come on now, Kim Kardashian popping off about how nobody wants to work today in like this today's society. Like, it's like treating people like wanting rest is a crime. It's not. In fact, in the world that we live in, rest is something that I feel like should be deeply prioritized, because we are robbed of so much of our humanity. And you and your highest potential is going to be about taking that rest and feeling comfortable taking it. Now, transcend, we have Queen of Cups. So how you'll expand, how you'll transcend. And this card says to rise above, to go beyond, to surpass your limits, to evolve. So what you're gaining clarity on now is becoming more emotionally intelligent. This is how you will expand, is you will become more emotionally intelligent. You will become someone that is able to handle your emotions with grace and not feel like they're always rolling over you, okay? Do you ever just feel like you are a bleeding heart 24/7? You're going to feel more emotionally capable of handling anything that comes your way. And then we have strength, which, like, honestly, this card kind of pisses me off. I'm not going to lie to y'all about it. And I don't know, it's not a bad card. The strength card is actually such like a great message, but this card pisses me off probably about as much as the Hierophant does, which is pretty much like, did you know that the Hierophant card is Taurus's card? Like, how is the tarot going to do Taurus dirty like that? The strength card is Leo's card, but this card is all about like being strong. And I feel like whenever I see this card, I already know that you're tired of being strong. Okay. You are done tired of that shit. And you've had to already be stronger than you've wanted to be. But the thing is, I do feel that this has more to do with being emotionally strong. And the thing is, this doesn't mean you're like holding tears back and holding it all together and being stoic. In fact, emotionally intelligent people know that letting it out, letting yourself freely cry and freely express is actually how you calm yourself down and self-soothe. So this isn't about just like holding it together and being a stone. It's actually quite the opposite. So that is something that you will be transcending through, is like basically being able to master your emotions and have more emotional strength. Okay, so now we have a couple more decks I want to look at. So we're going to look at this Moonology deck next, which is just basically going to provide us more clarity on different areas of life that your guides want you to focus on or gain more clarity on, or it could just be something that you need to hear right now. All right, we have prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So the new moon in Taurus won't happen until around May of 2024, but, and we just had a full moon in Taurus, I want to say sometime in November, but prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. Actually, was it November? Yeah, I believe it was. Your guides want you to know that, especially if you feel like you've been down in the dumps about money, things are genuinely about to swiftly turn around for you. Swiftly, quickly, and you're on your way to being on the up and up. All right. Oh my gosh. We also have your dreams need a practical plan with the full moon in Taurus. Okay. So the Taurus sector, if you know anything about astrology, I'm going to encourage you, my love, to check out your second house in your birth charts and just see what's there. Because I do feel like your second house is being, it's being highlighted to you. Second house is the house of Taurus, or see if you have any like activity in Taurus, because Jupiter, I want to say, is actually in Taurus right now until like the middle of 2024. So this is like where your life is being blessed, expanded. You're being given more financial wealth, wherever your second house is in your chart. Okay. And then we also have, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. So it's time to actually take action on getting in and doing the self-work and the reframing work that you're being told to do here. It's time. It's no more time of like evaluating or coming up with plans to do it. It's time to just get in and do it. And then we also have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So I feel like this is just like a parrot of what we just talked about, but especially with that 9 of crystals here, which is like the 9 of swords, that's all about your fear and your worry. And with the Temperance card here, the Temperance card is about patience and also creating alchemy, taking negative situations in your life and turning them into positive learning experiences. So working through your fears, quite literally. Something that Spirit is telling me to tell you is that if you want like a hack on how to work through some of this stuff, something that I always encourage, if you are a writer, if you are somebody that likes to journal, if you're not a journaler or that's not your vibe, just disregard this. But if you are, start writing letters to the things that have happened in your life, like, or to things, objects. You know, if you have a really weird relationship with money, write a letter to money, expressing everything, being like, you know, I would really love for more of you to be in my life, but it really pisses me off when you don't show up. And like, these are the consequences that happen when you're not here. And like, really write it out and feel it. Or to a parent that really upset you, or a partner, or a lost love, or, you know, maybe it's not lost. Maybe we deleted that love on purpose. To a past experience, maybe if other people were involved where it created something within you that created a limiting belief or a fear. These are ways that you're able to actually transmute those experiences. And sometimes, even if you really need to write something to someone but never send it, it allows you to be released from it. And I have countless examples of how this has worked in my own life. Whenever I've had really big upsets, y'all don't even know how many drafts of letters I have written to my mom that I have never sent, that I have had to delete, burn, and rip up because some of that stuff is just not worth saying to somebody that can't hear it, frankly. But that's what I mean. Like, sometimes just getting it out of your body in that way, it will give you the release that you need so you don't have to carry it anymore. So just a suggestion. Now we're going to go ahead and look at some angel numbers for you. These are going to be ways that your guides will communicate with you right now as you're gaining more and more clarity. These also could be numbers that just are significant to you. So let's see what we get. We got 6, I am nurturing. And this says, your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I am nurturing. And then we also have for you 33. I am expanding. Any positive changes or projects you are considering right now will be worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. Ooh, I got the chills for you, bestie. Thank you so much, Cozy Babe, for letting me read for you today. And I just want to remind you that my Patreon is available to you if you want to join that, to get access to that masterclass before we begin 2024, as well as over 400 posts over the last 3 years, every extra pick a card I've ever made, themes for every month, so much, like lifestyle content, you name it. It's a fantastic way to support me as a small creator, and I would love to have you over there. So do check that out. Link is going to be down below. It's patreon.com/KhloeTaylor. And I also want to remind y'all, because I don't think I said it, that every deck I use in my videos, I always link them down below for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about decks recently, and I always link them in the order that they appear. So if you're looking for any of these decks, they will be listed down below for you. I also want to remind you at this time that if this reading resonated with you, I do accept tips for my readings. They are never an expectation, but always, 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 always appreciated. And if you have a little extra, want to send it my way, I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below for you. And if you want to support me in a free way, I think one of the most underestimated ways of helping small creators, like you don't even have to do this for me, any small creator that you love, please share their content. Like give it a like, leave me a comment, and then share the video with somebody that you think would benefit. Because when you spread the word to more people, that's the stuff that like really helps creators get seen, and it like spreads their content out more. So especially if you've never done that before, please consider sharing this video with someone that you think would appreciate it, especially anybody that appreciates like mini brands and stuff like that, because I've never done this before and it was really fun getting to unbox in this video. And if you want to book me for a personal reading or purchase a course from me or check out my e-diary, any of that, I also have my website available for you, KhloeTaylor.com, where you can find all that stuff. And of course, if you want to follow me around the web, I am at Kloee Taylor across all social media platforms. I don't use TikTok, so if you ever get a follow or somebody being like, hey, dear one, let me give you a reading, that is a scam. Do not fall for it, bestie. Don't fall for it. I don't use TikTok. My TikTok account is actually private because people that try to scam you will go into my followers and like try to access people that have followed me. So I made it private so people can't do that. But I have the check mark on Instagram, so it's a little bit easier, I think, to find the right person. But yeah, if you want to follow me on socials, if you decide that you want more Kloee Taylor in your life, I'm at Kloee Taylor across all platforms. And I also have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, if you want to give it a listen, available across every like platform you could imagine. So give it a listen. There's over 100 episodes. We're coming back strong in January with new ones. But thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, week, etc. And I'll talk to you again in the next one. Bye. Before we get into your reading, I just want to talk to you a little bit about my Patreon. So if you didn't know, my Patreon that is available to you right now actually gives you extra access to more pick a cards that you can't get here, vlogs, lifestyle content, and this month I am actually doing a masterclass that is going to help you create a vision board for 2024 that will literally be foolproof. Like it will come true. I know this because I have tried and tested my own methods multiple times. I have my own receipts for how it works. And if you feel like you're needing a fresh start or to set some new intentions for your new year, this is definitely the masterclass that you do not want to miss out on. So if you join my Patreon at the Cozy Babe tier, you will have access to that this month when it launches, which I don't have an official date yet. I just know that it will be out this month before the new year. And you also will get access to over 400 posts that I have already created over there over the last 3 years. There are pick a cards there, timeless readings. There is, recently I did a December predictions that went over the astrology and the tarot for the entire month of December. And we also had the theme for the month. And there are other like lifestyle vlogs that I've never posted here. So if you want to support me as a small creator, this is a really great way to do it. And it's something that allows me to continue to make free content here on YouTube. So I would really appreciate your support, especially during the holiday season. And I would love if you became a Cozy Babe member. So link to that is down below. And I hope you'll come and join us for that masterclass and so much more. All right, pile number 4. If you chose the Mermaid Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So Every reading today, we used these first 4 cards to help us lay out the reading. So to gain more clarity, we're first going to look at what you're currently projecting. Then we're going to look at how you can reframe it, what your potential will be after you do that, and then how you'll transcend even after that. So first and foremost, we're going to look at this projection card, which says, how have your internal problems and emotions been projected onto something or someone outside of you? In what ways have you been misinterpreting your reality? What is mirrored back or at you? What is mirrored back at you? It's going to give these a nice shuffle. All right, we have the 6 of Swords. So right away, something that we're projecting is this idea that we need to constantly be being initiated into the next phase of life. The 6 of Swords is about going on a journey. Sometimes it can be one that is one we don't really want to be going on. And we have that paired with the 10 of Wands. Okay, so what we're projecting is that we work too much. You might be somebody that your story is like, oh yeah, I'm a workaholic, ha ha ha, but actually you're a workaholic, but actually you're doing too much, but actually you're holding too much, carrying too much. And I feel like you're also projecting this pain story that you can never be settled. Meaning like the 6 of Swords, this is a card of swift action. It's forward momentum, okay? It's always feeling like you need to be in this initiatory phase of life where you're constantly being initiated into hard times, or by your hard times, by things that you've gone through or that you carry. It's almost like this woe is me attitude, or like this victim mentality. Now listen, I'm not Willy Wonka. I do not make candy at the candy factory. I do not sugarcoat. If you want a sugar-coated reading, I am not the reader for you. My daddy makes candy at the candy factory, okay? My dad literally is, he does vending machines for a living. And like my whole life, I grew up in a house full of candy. Some of y'all maybe didn't know that about me, but true things, true facts about my life. Somebody commented recently, they were like, oh my God, Chloe's dad, literally Willy Wonka. I thought that shit was so funny. But with this projection, what I'm getting here is that I don't necessarily have like a victim card here, but it's like you use your pain story to gain some kind of affluence or respect from other people. Instead of telling them your positive stories, it's like you're afraid to speak goodness into the world because you're very attached to people respecting you because you've been through a lot. And I'm not trying to negate your story here. I think that that's valid, that you've been through a lot. But the thing is, you're not going through this anymore, but you keep regurgitating the story. You keep living your life by an outdated tape. You are playing an old tape that doesn't actually match the reality that you're either A, trying to bring in, or that you are currently living. It's like you're stuck in this past pattern. Now, the reframe that you need, we have the 4 of Wands, stable, secure, celebratory, okay? And we also have the 7 of Cups. So this is also about somebody that is a seeker, that always has every opportunity and road available to them. So the reframe and the story you need to start writing about yourself, which this reframe card, by the way, says to express in a different manner, to redefine something, to change something from a destructive to constructive, to reestablish meaning. So the story that you need to start telling yourself so that you can actually get out of this cycle of always having problems. I feel like you keep coming into the same issues. And I do think that has something to do with overworking yourself. You keep coming back to this same cycle. In order to get past it, the reframe that needs to happen, you need to be okay with having multiple opportunities to choose from. You need to be okay with not dedicating your life to one single thing and knowing that new things come in and old things pass away, and that's okay. But also, this Four of Wands tells me that there is some reframing that needs to happen, possibly around your romantic relationship. Like there's something that you keep talking this same story about your relationship that actually isn't true anymore. Those of you that you're not in a relationship, this could be about your actual home, like your physical home. Maybe you've been through a lot in your past in your home or your current home, or you have like been through things that have to do with housing crisis, which like you're preaching to the choir, bestie. But with the reframe happening, the reframe that needs to happen is you need to start speaking how this home is so stable, that you're in a stable environment, that the foundation is solid, that the relationship you're in is built on one of growth. And I feel like the Seven of Cups can be seen as a card of like chaos, but to me, it's a choice. It's chaos, but you get to choose the kind of chaos that you're going to entertain. That to me is really, what this reframe is about, is asking yourself, what kind of chaos do you want to entertain? Because we always have the freedom of thought. We always have the freedom to change, even if it takes multiple repetition. Like, I know that it's hard to hear, and please remember, I'm not a mental health professional. Please do not use my readings in place of that, as I am not a professional. I'm not trained for that. But I know that it's very easy to be like, well, just don't think about that anxious thought, but literally don't think about that anxious thought. If you've already done the work to unpack it in a journal or in meditation or actually spoken to somebody else about it, and you're just replaying it and replaying it and replaying it and getting worked up over and over and over, it means that you have not trained your mind to let things go. This is why so many people, I personally hate meditation. I don't like it. I refuse to do it because it's not my thing. But this is why a lot of people that are into spirituality will tell you to have a meditation practice, because meditation does train your mind to let thoughts come and let them go. That's all meditation really is letting things come and letting them go. And because it's not like your mind is actually clear when you meditate. You don't just have a blank mind. It doesn't work like that. You are having thoughts, but you're not attaching yourself to them. You are letting them come in and you're letting them go. And I feel like with this reframe, it's like, what do you want to commit your thoughts to, your actions to? Because you can keep telling this same story and keep attracting the same cycle over and over and over, but you have a choice. You don't have to entertain this chaos. You can decide that you're going to think new, more like improved thoughts about your situation. And it's not that like just thoughts become things, but the thing is that actions become things, and your thoughts are what begets your actions. So I know people always like to say like thoughts become things. It's not necessarily true. It's the actions that become things. And so in order to take action though, you have to prime your mind to get there. So the reframing, to me, the positive news about this is that this is something that you could do right now. You don't need an extra tool. There isn't something missing. You can do this with the power of your mind right now. What is the story you would like to be telling about yourself? And how can you commit more to telling that story? I think, and I always like to share more, not because I like to sit and talk about myself, contrary to popular belief in my comments. Some of y'all are so rude. But a lot of my neurospicy babies tell me in my comments that you like when I share life stories that go in tune or in alignment with the reading, because it helps you to grasp the reading better. So I always love to be as inclusive as possible. So I'm going to share this with you. Something that I did back in I think this was it could have been 2018, 2017, 2018, 2019, maybe. One of those years. It was in that chunk. I got I already knew about manifestation way before, but I got really intentional about manifestation. And that was really where I feel like I opened my mind to more spirituality. And I remember reading Manifestation Babe's book, which if you haven't ever done that book, it's such a good one. I don't remember what it's called, unfortunately, but it's like a workbook that you can buy on Amazon. She sells it. But if you looked up Manifestation Babe, you could find her book. But basically, there's an exercise in this book where she talks about like taking yourself to the mall and window shopping and just telling yourself like, you're rich, you can afford it. I'm rich, I can afford it. I'm rich, I can afford it. And not just like, but making it like fun, being lighthearted about it. And like imagining yourself as you're walking by windows in the mall, going into stores and just like buying things and coming back out. Like, and I did this literally almost every single day. I swear to you, for a minimum of a month, because my husband and I were also really into like power walking and getting steps at that time. And the mall was colder than like the desert outside where we were living. And we were like not in a good place financially. Okay. Finances were looking bare bones and dry. We were barely making ends meet and we had nothing, like could barely eat. Okay. And I will never forget by the end of this month and I was doing it in a lighthearted way. I made a game out of it. It was so fun. My husband kept like talking shit to me at the time, which he's super on board with manifestation now because he's seen the receipts that I have created. But at the time he was super shit talking me and he was like, that doesn't work. Like, this is not going to work, Kloee. And I was like, just fucking watch me. Okay. It is going to work. And by the end of that month, I want to say my husband like randomly got a promotion and an award at work that came with a huge bonus that he was not expecting. And like, I made a bunch of like extra random money as well. And I think I got like donated a bunch of money to me as well. Or like there was something along those lines. Like we ended up with like a bunch of extra money. And that was, I think, that what like started to make him a believer. But I swear, I wouldn't let myself dwell on what I didn't have. Instead, I only let myself dwell on what I wanted to create. And I know it's easier said than done, especially when you're first getting started, but eventually it becomes second nature. Just the same way that the way you think about your life right now and project has taken time for that story to be created, you can create a new one with that same intention, with that same level of energy, and literally overwrite what you have been doing. So that's the reframe that needs to happen. Now, the potential that will come, oh my goddess. I knew your reading was going to be good, pile number 4. I was mostly excited for your pile over anybody else's because y'all got the gold baby bell. And that was one of the rare items from the mini brands. You literally got the star. Your potential is it's limitless. It's endless. If there is recognition that you're wanting, if there's healing that you're wanting, the star is like the promise of all of that, as well as your own authenticity, being able to be the most authentic expression of yourself unapologetically. Oh, the star, if you didn't know, is my favorite card in the tarot. And then you have it with the Two of Wands, literally master manifester creator. The Two of Wands is all about asking yourself what you desire and just setting an intention towards it and knowing that that plan will come to fruition. So your potential is big, bestie. Big, big, big potential here. Like you will literally get whatever it is that you want. And then we have transcend. How are you going to expand? We have the King of Wands, which is basically somebody that has such a passion for life, somebody that leads from a place of passion, maybe being like a really dynamic or passionate leader, getting a promotion. The King of Wands is just somebody that like leads from the heart, from a place of passion and creativity. And then, oh my gosh, the Emperor, are you kidding? This is also about being the boss. You're an entrepreneur, pile number 4. Even if you work a 9-to-5 right now, you are somebody that wants to be your own boss. You're somebody that wants to live life on your own terms without somebody else calling the shots for you. And that's literally what you will become. You will become someone that is that for yourself. That is how you will transcend. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at this Moonology deck next and just see what other kinds of clarity your guides want to give to us. So my hands are cold today. And I feel like this ring just keeps sliding everywhere because you know how when your hands are cold, they kind of like shrink back a little more versus when they're hot. And it's kind of chilly in my office today, but I really don't want to turn the heater on because I'm literally going to leave the room as soon as I finish this reading. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we have a time to give rather than to take, new moon in Virgo. So Spirit wants you to focus on right now, how can you give more? Not necessarily like, don't overextend. Don't give things of yourself that you can't, but how can you give more? And I don't mean like, again, please don't overextend yourself, but the Virgo, a time to give rather than to take, it's like, can you send a text message? Can you give someone a hug? Like, it doesn't have to cost you money or be an overexertion. What are small ways that you can give right now of your energy? Or if you actually have abundance that you can give, this would be a really good time to give abundance. We have conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. Your guides brought you to this reading to tell you that if there's something that's really been hard on you lately, it's coming to a close. Like there's a cycle of your life that's actually ending, and you needed to hear that. Nothing is yet set in stone with the mutable moon. So you also need to be sowing new seeds right now. Spirit is saying that new seeds need to be sown because the universe doesn't really know what you want right now. And then we have surrender to the divine with the full moon. So literally your requests right now with anything you want to manifest, think of it like getting a package in the mail. You put the request in, you order the thing, and then you say, okay, deliver it. And you trust that that thing is coming without a shadow of a doubt. That's what your guides need from you right now. And if you're scared and you're like, what if it doesn't work? I don't want to disappoint myself, which is so real, bestie. That is something that I think everybody who is like really trying to manifest good things into their life struggles with from time to time. Just ask for signs, ask for clarification, ask for synchronicity along the way that will help you to decode whether something is on its way to you or not. I always find that when I start to see it in my reality more, that's how I know it's coming for me too. Truly, when I start to see it more or other people in my life start receiving it, it's not an opportunity for me to become jealous. It's an opportunity for me to go, oh my gosh, I'm going to get that too. I'm so freaking happy for you, and mean it, you know? I feel like that's something that it's not always easy when there's something that your heart really, really, really wants. But I find that from that lighthearted place is things just come so much easier, faster, and like in the best way possible. All right, you got, so these are just like angel numbers that your guides will use to communicate with you, or extra messages that you just needed to hear from them. So you got number 31, which says, I am disciplined. Your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. Your mind is stirring with creative ideas, and you have the organizational skills to manifest them to life. Literally my entrepreneur pile. I love this for you. All right. And then we also got number 15, which says, I am wise. And it says, your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and social nature brings you in contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. Yo, are any of you trying to be like tarot readers on YouTube? Because I feel like obviously that's not going to be everyone, but I feel like some of y'all need that encouragement. Thank you so much, Cozy Babe, for letting me read for you today. And I just want to remind you that my Patreon is available to you if you want to join that, to get access to that masterclass before we begin 2024, as well as over 400 posts over the last 3 years, every extra pick a card I've ever made, themes for every month, so much, like lifestyle content, you name it. It's a fantastic way to support me as a small creator, and I would love to have you over there. So do check that out. Link is going to be down below. It's patreon.com/KhloeTaylor. And I also want to remind y'all, because I don't think I said it, that every deck I use in my videos, I always link them down below for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about decks recently, and I always link them in the order that they appear. So if you're looking for any of these decks, they will be listed down below for you. I also want to remind you at this time that if this reading resonated with you, I do accept tips for my readings. They are never an expectation, but always, 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 always appreciated. And if you have a little extra, want to send it my way, I have my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal listed down below for you. And if you want to support me in a free way, I think one of the most underestimated ways of helping small creators, like you don't even have to do this for me, any small creator that you love, please share their content. Like give it a like, leave me a comment, and then share the video with somebody that you think would benefit. Because when you spread the word to more people, that's the stuff that like really helps creators get seen, and it like spreads their content out more. So especially if you've never done that before, please consider sharing this video with someone that you think would appreciate it, especially anybody that appreciates like mini brands and stuff like that, because I've never done this before and it was really fun getting to unbox in this video. And if you want to book me for a personal reading or purchase a course from me or check out my e-diary, any of that, I also have my website available for you, KhloeTaylor.com, where you can find all that stuff. And of course, if you want to follow me around the web, I am at Kloee Taylor across all social media platforms. I don't use TikTok, so if you ever get a follow or somebody being like, hey, dear one, let me give you a reading, that is a scam. Do not fall for it, bestie. Don't fall for it. I don't use TikTok. My TikTok account is actually private because people that try to scam you will go into my followers and like try to access people that have followed me. So I made it private so people can't do that. But I have the check mark on Instagram, so it's a little bit easier, I think, to find the right person. But yeah, if you want to follow me on socials, if you decide that you want more Kloee Taylor in your life, I'm at Kloee Taylor across all platforms. And I also have my podcast, The Cozy Babes Club, if you want to give it a listen, available across every like platform you could imagine. So give it a listen. There's over 100 episodes. We're coming back strong in January with new ones. But thank you so much for tuning in. I love you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, week, etc. And I'll talk to you again in the next one. Bye.